Good afternoon, everyone. We're so delighted that all of you could be here with us today. This is the core team of the Berklee India Exchange at Berklee College of Music. Clint Valladares, who's our managing director. Rohith Jayaraman, who's our assistant manager. My name is Annette. I'm the artistic director for the program. We're delighted because this is our 5th anniversary and we have an amazing artist in our midst. She's been here for 3 days, and without further ado, we bring you Shreya Ghoshal. Shreya ji, welcome to Berklee. How are you feeling? Are you still jet lagged? No.
No. Firstly, thank you, Annette. Thank you, Berklee, and the wonderful people at Berklee Indian Ensemble and Exchange. This whole team who has made this whole thing so beautiful. So where's the jet lag? It's gone. It's just like I'm living every moment of being here and enjoying it to the core.
Thank you. We wanted to give you an insight into what our residencies are like. We call in iconic artists like Shreya herself, and we get the opportunity to reinterpret an artist's music and then have them explore it with us, teach us, guide us, and also experiment with us, which is a big part of what we're doing. So today we're doing something that we haven't done before. We have 5 students who each have picked their favorite Shreya Ghoshal song, and they'd like to present it for Shreya ji and get some feedback and input from you on how to develop further. So we'd like to call Giri Subramaniam, who's going to be playing tabla today, and our first vocalist, Shradha Ganesh.
Hello everyone, I'm Shradha Ganesh and I'm from Toronto, and I'll be singing Mere Dhol Na Sun.
Before even you start singing, I have already had a little interaction with Shradha, and by the time you all are setting up everything, I would just like to share what is so infectious and beautiful about the energy of the students here is they are so young, and I feel that I see myself somewhere in all of them, all of you, and I wish I had an opportunity like this, a college like this, to be having mentored by greats like you and everyone. You are all very blessed to be here as students, and I'm sure some of the alums have stayed in touch with Berklee, and they are going to be performing with us, and they are doing such amazing work, such great musicians and vocalists. So when I was talking to Shradha, I felt this quest to find perfection and everything. She's already singing so beautifully, but I find that the spark that you have, never let that go. That is what you should keep forever with you, and that makes you a great artist.
Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Really.
Great.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to listening to you.
मेरे ढोल ना सुन, मेरे प्यार की धुन, मेरे ढोल ना सुन, सांसों में तेरे सरगमे है अब रात दिन, जिंदगी मेरी तो कुछ ना
So good. I think it is so brilliantly sung. And what do I feel, what do I even tell her? She's already so good. And at this young age, you have such maturity of good pitching and controlled singing. That's great. So I'm quite, at this moment, I really don't have a job. What do I do?
Maybe also you can give us some background. What was recording this song like for you? Was there something challenging? I mean, I don't know that if you've heard, and most of us, all of us have heard you sing. I mean, you're just so, the agility that your voice has is astounding. And maybe, is there something that you do, any specific things that you do that can help aspiring singers to maintain, develop and maintain that agility in their voices?
Yeah, talking about the song first, I'm trying to remember what was like the day we were recording. Actually, the song pretty much got made in the studio. It was a very basic idea from where it grew, and it just became a full song. And then it was fully arranged, and so we recorded our parts first, and MG Shri Kumarji has sung the male parts of it. He was not there in the studio, he's from Kerala. But my parts, I had to sit and figure out, we had to figure out how see, what happens is this is a classical piece. Although it is a classical piece, but it is used in a film. So we have to always have to hear the backstory and what's the situation. And we had the brief that this woman, Vidya Balan, she's playing this character. Actually, it was made in multiple languages, but she was playing the Hindi character. There's a certain amount of madness in her. Although I later saw how it was picturized, and it was definitely much more mad than I imagined. Her hair going all over the place. I'm sure you've seen the movie, Monjulika. So what that brief kind of made it much easier. The singing had to be a little raw, little out of control, a little not perfect. The मेरे तारना फिजा में बहेंगे जिंदा तारना होके फना. Like just letting go at that point is where the cinematic nuances get added, because otherwise it can be sung in any way you can sing this. So even the arrangement kind of builds to that moment where just she, in the sargam part where the jugalbandi happens between the male singer and the female singer, there is a certain amount of breathlessness. The whole thing goes into this frenzy. And that kind of is the climax of the film. So that's the brief that I have. And I remember pretty much that we really did not know how to head towards this song, because such songs do not get made in films nowadays. It's very rare to have a song like that. So, and Preetham, the composer of the film, definitely is not really known for such kind of songs, but he really did a great job. And we had a wonderful guru, Mishraji, who was conducting. He was basically arranging the sargams and everything how it should be, so he was giving us guidance. So yeah, this was the brief in the whole thing.
So with that in mind, did you first of all feel the frenzy? I think Shradha sang it really well, but given that brief now, is there a segment that maybe she could try right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the mukhda, the Pallavi, whatever in Karnataka you say, that cross itself is, every time it is coming, it has to have that build-up of, you are doing it very well, and right now you're singing only with a tabla, so you don't really have that arrangement to, back you with that expression, but keep in mind that it is there, behind your mind. Just keep
And also, just as you said, oftentimes, in the industry, we will be asked to sing with a very basic track. So, as Shreya ji said, you have to imagine that it's there, and emote and deliver what the character requires in the film. So I think it would be a great exercise to try, maybe just a section.
Yes.
Do you have a particular?
Yeah, absolutely. You should do the Mukra once, keeping that in mind. And that and another thing, just since you are asking me, I would just give you one. I know there are no places of taking a breath in most of the, that is the tricky part. When you have a song, maybe we have the ability to do a punch and re-record in parts, but when we are doing it live, we have to do it as if it's one go. So that's when you have to be very well prepared for the next line. And in the preparation for the next line, don't lose the ends of the line which you're like, सांसों में तेरी सरगमें हैं. Let it be finished. Because you have to take that whole long breath after that, and we tend to not care about the ends of the line. I think the whole expression of a word and a line is in the end of how you're finishing it. So in the frenzy and all the madness, but those moments also have to be kept in mind. So that is one little tip I thought might be useful for you. So,
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
मेरी ढोलना सुन, मेरे प्यार की धुन, मेरी ढोलना सुन, मेरे चाहते तो फिजा में बहेंगी, जिंदा रहेंगी, होके फना.
So how do you bring that build up to that line? So you have to keep the difference between Meri Chahate and that line. So you have to make sure that Meri Chahate is a little delicate to that. Otherwise you won't be able to show that graph. Meri Chahate to fiza mein taratarane. These are like uncontrolled raw moments. From those, in that film she is hallucinating as if she is that woman. She is not in her, right mind. Mere chahte to fiza mein bahengi, zinda रहेंगी, होके फना. So that's what. So you have to build that graph to that level. Then only you will hear the frenzy. Beautiful. I mean, I am so blessed that I am actually learning a lot of things in this whole process myself.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is just my own thing. Whenever I sing live, it's maybe the atmosphere, when you sing on stage, every stage is different, and you may not feel like you're in the vibe of the song. How do you deal with that as a live stage performer to get the emotion of the song on stage just like you did in the actual recording?
That is a tough question, because I think you have to make yourself very comfortable with. That is one thing that you have to ask. Get my monitors right. Get the right amount of sur, tal, everything that you need in a sufficient level, and be prepared before you start doing that. And don't hesitate ever, because we have always, when I started off, I still sometimes feel very hesitant to ask, can I have a little bit more of keys, a little bit more of that, you feel like I'm troubling someone to ask for that. This is something I've learned on the way, that if you're hesitant, it'll just, your performance suffers, and you are at the center of the performance when you are singing and on the stage. That time, people will not know what you are hearing here, what you are listening to, and what you're reacting to. They are getting a different mix outside. You are getting a different mix. So prepare yourself. Firstly, musically, you should be comfortable. And in that moment, you see that your performance will come out top-notch. And of course, in your mind, you need to enjoy. Once you have practiced your song, everything is done. At that moment, you are just enjoying, reacting to, all the, pieces that are being played. And, don't think too much. When you are on the stage, I usually do go into auto cruise mode. I then don't think. Even if I make a mistake, I let it go. I just improvise on it. It's a very important thing to enjoy that moment. No, don't worry about audience or who is, reacting like that. Unko maza aa raha hai hi nahi. Ye sab doesn't matter. You should have fun.
That was extremely helpful, seriously. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shradha. We'll bring on next